Also just like so much more crowd control than most of the other controllers available here that are typically played on Haven. But to start things off, it's going to be a default on the side of Velaris. They're looking towards B main. Starbound looking to take some space early here in mid.
Yeah, we already see that smoke and that dash through already playing in the back, but Bernina catches her off guard, and that's first blood on the side of Misfits.
Ooh, they do have C-site already though, and KDO completely alone on site, flashed out and decides to peek into 3. The trade does come out, and now we're equalized here 4-4.
Equalized indeed, still a lot of utility and the push on the side of Velaris, trying to make sure that they can map control, get proper post-plant position. It's still a trade. I was to say 3v2 now. Velaris down a player, and Misfits Black still very doable for them on this retake here. Carly finds the dome. Edith to close things out. That is defuse and a score on the board for the side of Misfits.
Playing that anti-eco, pretty passive here towards B. Looking at that KJ util once again, and Velaris will be slowly contacting up here towards grass. I wonder if this is continued mid control that we'll see into their rifling round.
It's very possible, especially if you're having to try and expend a lot of this utility here on the side of Misfits, as Bernina finds first blood, already taking stuff down, but it doesn't matter. Spike is once again going to go down here at the cost of the life of Starlight with all of that utility, and numbers once again not in the favor of Velaris, hoping to see if they can just control and buy themselves some time here, but Avery on that Astra already heavily contested, and will find one. What? That triple kill for her, but it is Bernina on the killjoy. Quadra and the strength of her utility coming into play here. Something I want to ask from you,
KJ. But when it comes down to it, it's really to each their own once again. And this time around, it's going to be Avery looking, or Starbound, sorry, looking towards A long here. The fault line did go out, so presence is known there for Mrs. Black, and they're just falling off the angle, allowing the util to clear things out. Nano to delay.
And delay they have. They're already falling back here on the side of Velaris, taking that spike down. I mean, we're seeing some of that adjustments too, and the strength of, to me, what I find as I talk about my bias here, as Bernina, she's pushing with her, this killjoy, able to pretty much anchor technically 2 sites, but that is a huge kill on the side of Ari as she takes her down. Utility to go down as well with that killjoy, so be pretty open right now for Misfits.
Open for Misfits, but Velaris hasn't shown as much heavy mid presence as we saw in the first 2 rounds. Starlight will be pulling out the owl drone now to clear out here towards garage. Doesn't find anything, and to tuck into the corner is actually going to hide Slandy, who's now hopping down. Might try to get the drop on somebody. Cam now here should reveal, and Slandy's going to have to hop back up. But
yeah, but look at where Velaris is playing. They forced the rotation out on the side of Misfits Black. They're going to drop that Cosmic Divide. And this is going to be an easy plant for them, as well as a good post-plant position setup here.
Planted.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick rotation here for Misfits Black. They also have the disadvantage with this being their bonus round, right? And that early pick onto Bernina in the early round was huge because Bernina was just 1 away from that Killjoy ulti, which could have been the win condition here for Misfits.
Yep, missing a lot of utility, really feeling bad without that Killjoy right now. I do like the setup of Velaris here. They are ready to contest. They have Heaven on lock. So everybody's sitting on the corners. They know that the range-wise, they should be in play here, but there is a trade that is coming out for the side of Carly. Good with that Ghost. Ari trying to push through, will find herself one more, and it's all about the flank right now, and they are aware. Slandy looking for more, gets to before finally taking out. Very expensive round for the side of Velaris, despite the win.
The late round.
They've also made their adjustments, moving Bernina back over more heavy onto the C side. Rest of her team trying to hold B and A, and looks like Velaris, they're going to want to make a play here. Starlight stunned with her drone, though, trying to see if she can clear up some space as they push through. But again, it's a utility spam from both sides. But A is wanting to be committed already as Ari finds first blood. 2 kills now on the side of Velaris, swinging over, make that a 3 as they're just pushing through the smoke. That is a lot of rifles lost on the side of Misfits, and it's looking like a very rough round for them.
Not afraid to make a save call here. KDO is going to play a little bit closer into spawn to see if Velaris gets a little greedy, tries to take these guns out of the hands of Misfits Black, but otherwise it's just going to be your save rounds. It makes sense. You know, there's the risk of having that operator being tossed into the hands of Velaris. I don't know if they're going to commit to keeping it after they decide to back off and whatnot, but I mean, when it comes to the early game, the money situation is always so tight. You want to try to have some hero rifles going into the next round.
Oh, absolutely, and it has to hurt as you come into the next round here with the scoreline tied 2-2. Your Misfits Black. Is there any other adjustments Misfits Black can do here as far as just shifting some of their players around, their agents around to stall the aggression that Velaris has been displaying the last couple of rounds?
I think it's hard to say as far as adjustments because the last round was the first time Velaris committed to a full split on the A side, right? So right now, it's Velaris going back to their default. Misfits Black, again, they're on kind of an off buy right now, but I like this play coming out from KDO, already going for that early flank, being the Omen as well, has the option to Shrouded Step over the Cypher trip, just has to wait a moment longer because there is a sound here.
I know exactly.
Only good for one. Princess IC uses the neural theft to track down where the rest of Misfits Black are, so they're now aware, yes, this is a heavy A hit. The lockdown will be in play here for the side of Misfits Black, hoping for that retake. All of the utility trying to guess where is that spike being planted here. Let's spray and pray, but they're gonna have to fall down. That one corner read to a T by the side of Misfits. Hunter's Fury manages to tag them, forces them out, and Misfits Black cleaning house here as Princess Icy on her own trying to see if she can stall, but no. Amazing retake on the side of Misfits Black. Well coordinated, well played. They will take this round.
I really like that combo with the Hunter's Fury going into you commit to peeking towards C.
Yeah, I've also noticed like they've also made the adjustments of where they're playing the Killjoy utility for the side of Misfits Black, trying to spread it out a little bit more. They've so far done well on their retake once the plant has gone down, and it just really comes down to keeping their team alive. Oh, but they're smelling it. They're sussing here, trying to push through, trying to bait out all of these utilities. Slandy is going to be forced out, and it's going to get a pick off here. Ari. What a nice kill. Numbers now in favor for Velaris, and that just seems like a push to shove aggression that they're gonna do on the back of that Aldo, and they're following through, trying to push.
No
Harley
way.
gets a read, pushes against the smoke, will eventually get sprayed down, but manages to take down 2 with her. And look, forces Velaris to slow down. But look at how far up Bernina has pushed.
Yeah, should be able to catch them both off guard here. The trigger discipline is big. Find
down,
Starlight, and Princess Icy is around the corner. And I really like the decision to back off in this situation, but the same thing goes for Avery, right? It's a 2v2, and Avery snuck into the defender-sided spawn, Bernina into the attackers, and a rotation being called over towards C, looking to flip site, plant for CT, knowing that the flank is impending as well, and it happens to be both players. And that's the green light given, knowing that KDO is now here towards C-Long.
So they are not. That's a good cross-fire position on the side of Velaris. Wayne see Katie is very much aware. Saw the tip of the hair here as she went into astral form. They swing together. Misfits Black will be good for one, but Princess Icy gets that trade. Has to stall for the spike. Playing in the smoke of Katie right now. Oh, she knows. Will swing over. Times it correctly.
Now when it comes down to it, the money situation is getting tight here for Misfits. They do have 3 rifles in hand, and then you're going to have a Blade Storm coming out here from Starbound as well. But
Blade Storm on Blade Storm.
Yep. the Jet v Jet battle. Might see a little bit of anime action coming up.
Oh man. I'm a little curious, like, it always seems so promising on the side of Misfits Black, but then that last round really made me worry here as far as like how much map control they give up when they're forced out of these rotations. But look, that is a utility burn for Vernina. Also gets a little bit tagged through that wall, forced to fall back. And I mean, Velaris, they're just right now just poking holes, knocking on various doors, trying to see where will you let us in.
Carly's just playing the jiggle here to the game as well, but first contact is going to be shown towards Garage, and Velaris choosing to back off, just looking to break the turret. But this might be the opportunity to hit towards the B site because now the alarm bot is out of range here for Vernina.
Fault line in play as well, trying to see if they can stall into B, but Starbound already flying through, trying to see if they can force it. We've seen this before, but Edith might have that read. Already sitting in the corner, letting two through. Oh, gets swung by her other Jet counterpart, but the rest of Misfits Black already rotated over. They heard the rotation. They knew it was a fake. They did not commit over onto B, and Misfits Black manages to stall out Velaris, burning that time. Spike is not going to go down, and that round will swing for Misfits Black.
Putting onto mid previously, I found that it was really effective in having Misfits Black end up using utility to re-clear or just to hold towards the front of B, but already a fast tailwind up to Garage, which is delayed by the concussion.
Yeah, we see three of Velaris like pushing through, so perhaps this is what they're attempting to do, listening to our caster notes here as Rolling Thunder to come out, but it's Breach versus Breach, and Ari is the one to fall. It's a 5v4 situation here for the side of Velaris. They still have many ultimates up online, but they cannot seem to find a site to commit. Starbound, though, manages to even things out a bit, and it looks like they're going to want to make that play B, like you said, Ash, because they're looking at the wrong side, and it's Vernina gets the trade. And Neural Theft to come out. Looks like this should be a spike. No, they don't have control over it. It's left in Garage.
This is tough spot to recover because you've got already about 2 to 3 posted up, but with the crossfire being held there towards C-Link, Edith, they will fall. And it's just about stalling time now. KDO playing a 50-50 angle, risky taking out the dark cover here, but swatting inside the smoke.
They just sprayed her down anyway. They're like, there's no way. There's no way. You have to be here, right? So they get that spike. They're going to run all the way to the other side here. But look. Misfits Black, they get that read. They know. Run in the same direction over here. 2v1. Still very doable on the side of Misfits Black. But it's going to be tough. Slandy isolates one. Knows where the other is. Gets that swing. Does not find the kill, though, unfortunately. And again, a tight
Omen leans a lot more towards that. Meanwhile, if you're playing an Astral like Avery is, you've got to be a lot more communicative with your team. It's going to be a lot of mid-round calling, you know, letting people know about your util, what's going on with that. But Vernina has been spotted here towards Garage window, and looks like Velaris are just trying to spray her down for now. Nice cage for Princess Icy to try and hide, but it doesn't matter. Edith's got the read, and they've got the pick too. That's First Blood into the hands of Misfits.
Yeah, Hunter's Fury expended as well as the rest of Velaris manages to make their way onto B site. This is the site of choice that has been in their favor so far. Either usually an A, usually a B, rarely a C, as look at where they're even planning this spike down. They know that there's a lot of players in contention over onto the connection at A. Cosmic Divide to come out as well, making it a lot more difficult for Misfits Black as they play this retake. Oh, Starbound, though, gets found after the push. Faring fairly well as far as like the numbers go, numbers game for the side of Misfits Black. They're liking this, but Ari manages to cut down that number advantage just a little bit. It's still a bit of a back and forth here. Oh, Rolling Thunder expended for Ari, trying to stall. Not going to be enough. The numbers advantage is just not going to work out for them as Misfits Black will take this round, taking the lead up to 5.
On site does fall. Looking into this next round, though, Velaris, they seem to be leaning back towards that A side aggression. The cloud cover going out here for Starbound, and now they've crept their way all the way here through short, and I don't know if Misfits Black are maybe anticipating that one has crossed.
It's very possible. They're making a lot of posturing outside of Garage here. Forces a lot of the utility from Vernina out for that stall. But they haven't fully rotated out. And we're still seeing the way Misfits Black are playing here. Holding down every entrance to the site. Just gathering as much information as they can. But I mean, Velaris, they have spread themselves out as well. They're just trying to find and poke holes if they could. And that is a hole found right there from Starbound. Gets Carly. It's traded off on the other side eventually, but it looks like that is still the aggression that Velaris wants to do, but Vernina managed to get that spell. Picks on both sides still. 3v3 here with that spike. They need to make it down because we do know that A control is in favor of the side of Velaris, and it's going to be a retake with that lockdown available for the side of Misfits Black.
Yeah, but that's shut down right off the bat. Avery to take down Vernina, and now it's KDO with the paranoia out here towards default. But you've also got Starbound who's holding hell here. A lot of angles to clear.
Corners to clear indeed. Slandy though good for one, hoping to see if she can find more. There we go. Needs to tap that spike as it is ticking away here. Oh, but she has no clue where Starlight is going to be. We'll find eventually. What a good round for Velaris, and they managed to tie it up once again. It's 5-on-5 now is the score.
Big thrifty round to come out there for Velaris. And when it comes down to it, I'm looking at the ultimate economy. That lockdown that you mentioned, the previous round, still available here. You've got a Rolling Thunder as well, and the Hunter's Fury on top of that. Meanwhile, on the side of Velaris, you do have, you know, the Blades, you have the Blade Storm, you do have the Neural Theft as well, but as far as being able to set up for an actual site execution, it's not an eco round here for Velaris unless Starbound does prefer to throw on the blades when possible, just for that added movement ability. But when it comes down to it, it looks like a recipe for retakes here. I can imagine this next round Misfits Black will be playing pretty far back, looking to give up sites and retake as a team.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely like something that is, I would almost say, par for the course when you're playing a map so spread out the way Haven is compared to the other maps, where like losing a player, having like a player disadvantage coming into the retake situation is so hard, which also puts so much value into any early picks, which is why a lot of times if you're watching these, you're like, why are they pushing? Why are map control, map information, and getting that early pick is so huge in maps like this versus like others. It's so impactful, and I don't blame either team for wanting to get that information, wanting to burn through those utilities, wanting to get that first blood. But I mean, I bet you though, both teams here, you know, as we're sorting through a tech pause, are not too excited for this score. It's exciting for us as the viewers, as the casters. It's a back and forth constant. I mean, look at that board. 2 here, 2 here, 1 for you, 1 for us. Let's keep going. Oh, it's your turn again. I mean, if the pattern is correct, it's most likely going to be around going to the side of Misfits, but economy-wise, kind of rough. But we did just see Velaris win a thrifty round. Is it Misfits Black's turn, Ash?
We'll have to see. I think if Misfits Black can earn themselves a pick in this upcoming round before the retake situation happens, there might be a world where they do pull out all those stops, especially considering the fact that you do have a hero rifle coming out into Edith's hands, right? They're able to do so because the Eco Ultimate in the Blade Storm will be available for the next rifling round here for Misfits. But then on the side of Velaris, they don't have too much other than the already previously mentioned ultis to work with that are a lot less impactful as far as the hold or like the execution towards sight, unless Princess Icy is able to get a neural theft off of like the first blood and whatnot. But I think that we'll be seeing a lot of that pack mentality from Misfits Black, because on their egos, they tend to stick together, try to play their numbers advantage.
I'm just theory crafting over here, looking at what arrows and shock darts that land in certain spots, but not to the point of like, yeah, doing this. Let me line you up on the mountain, do the trajectory here. I mean, that's where it lands, is like a nice touch at B, and we've seen the aggression here. It's already 2 players down. 4v4 still on each side. Neural Theft to come out first, trying to see if we can find where the rest of Misfits Black are playing. But look, they're on either side of B site, and this is where Velaris wants to hit. They're gonna get that spike down for a bit. No, it's a fake. They tapped it, they fall back. They're resetting. Look at where they are now, slowly creeping their way up on. They want to play in A.
Yeah, A completely empty at the moment as well. 3 Nebulas left for Avery to work with too here. And it's just going to be a free site for the taking. Misfits Black, patient. Actually, never mind. Slandy's just going to walk on out. And Princess Icy able to get the drop and a nice cam into CT to get that early information in the post plan.
Spike planted.
This is one of those situations now where you know Misfits Black don't have the economy, don't have the rifles to match the prowess here on the side of Velaris, so they're not even going to expend too much. They're just going to use that lockdown, try to see if they can force the rest of Velaris out. It's a bloodbath here. Vernina finds 2 with a Marshall. Oh man. They'll tap that Owl drone to come out. Gets it to half. Location revealed here. It's gonna be a tough one. Trying to force it out again. Oh, there's just no time. Starlight played it patient, played it perfect. What was a chaotic battle outside of A ended up going in the favor of Velaris.
For Velaris, they don't really have anything super potent online as far as ultimates go. And it'll be tough to get them as well if you're not focusing towards those ult orbs, which Velaris is very strictly positioned outside of mid.
Yeah, we got an anime battle part over here. Did I say that correctly? I don't... part
You got it.
I did. Okay, great. French-Canadian lessons 101 over here. But, I mean, I should probably even ask you if we see Chamber. How do I pronounce that ulti? We'll find out soon enough. But look, Landy, as in hand, that Rolling Thunder, they've been getting hit over at B. They were assuming that it might be the case once again. But this has been the MO so far on the side of Velaris. Make a lot of noise on one side of the map, walk our way over onto the other.
Yeah, the mid presence conditioning has been working out really well for Velaris. I feel like in this Black, they kind of anticipate there should usually be one person mid playing super passive on B2 because of the potential for someone to sneak on towards site. But now fault lines come out. Vernina is stuck in a really one and done angle here, able to get a trade down. But when it comes down to it, Velaris essentially have sight.
That they do, and once again, Hunter's Fury being used to expend stall that planned manages to do so as shock darts all flying too, but no, Spike will go down and it is a 3v3. But look at the HP on the side of both teams. It's not looking so pretty here.
Last player standing.
Edith, they want to make a play, jumps out of the balcony or the tower, the window, not gonna work out. A lot of communication comes into play here as far as performance goes when you're on the attacking side.
But look at Long. I'm just taking an eye on that spy cam thrown out by Princess Icy. Already gives the green light for Starbound to walk all the way up towards C. So a lot of pressure is going to be put on Misfits Black pretty soon, even though they have control of Garage.
Ooh. Turret information has been given away as far as like, yeah, there's some poking and pushing over here. So both sides, so they know that they need to take that turret down, and they do. Instructions given. A hit has been told. Oh, look at this though. Avery sitting in the corner. Do they know? They sense it, and Edith, they find the head of Avery. And Velaris, they smell battle on A. They don't want to commit. They saw the run. You see them hesitate. They said, no, don't commit just yet. I mean, look at where Vernina is too, looking to contest. Who's fine Starbound over on C site. And that's already the spike being rotated over onto C. Oh no! Princess Icy managed to catch him off guard. It's just kills back and forth. Shout out to our observers for catching all of that, because this is literally all over the map right now.
Absolutely. Now down to a 2v2 situation. One member on each side, also with super low health available, and luckily there is just 2 seconds left until this recon is going to be up, so Starlight will be able to check here towards C long. Oh, somebody has to get aggressive. It's going to be Princess Icy to get a pick.
One enemy remaining.
Slandy trying to stall that defuse, manages to do so and gets them off the spike here. Starlight has to tap again. Oh, those annoying shoulder peaks. Do I commit? Do I stay? She's committing! But Slandy finally finds the head, gets that kill.
Save up, and Misfits Black, they want to take the long angles here towards C.
Yeah, that's heavy bulldogs on the side of Misfits here. Still pretty spread out, but they do have the guns in play to be able to shoot through all of these blockages, making a lot of noise, forcing a lot of those rotations already now on the side of Velaris. But still, just look at how spread out the Misfits are. And Vernina, good for that bulldog, tags Starlight over on the side of 8. This is going to force Velaris, we're seeing it on the map, have to spread themselves thin to try and hold down 3 plant sites.
Yeah, a lot of space taken here towards Garage for Velaris, but ultimately gonna have to fall off, and Avery punished for the aggression and map control up towards C long. That's gonna be another member of Velaris caught out here onto site. Not too much you can do in this weapon disadvantage. I feel like it should be an easy clean round here for Misfits Black to secure that 7-7 tie-up.
Absolutely. If you are Velaris at this point, your hopes and dreams would be to try and take a gun out of the Misfits' hands, but that's not even going to be a case. It's going to be a clean round for the side of Misfits.
Far behind. You'll love to see it, especially after Chamber has fallen off. The real Sentinels gotta look to shine.
The real Sentinels. Some shade right there from our caster. No big deal. But Starbound pushes too far, gets punished by Katie. Ari looking to try and get that trade, not going to be successful, and now bodies not in favor for the side of Velaris once again, as Misfits, they're going to already make their way onto C as Vernina gets tagged in the back. No matter here, advantage player-wise is still on the sides of Misfits, but they're not really having too much time to make adjustments for their post-plant. Doesn't matter, I guess.
No, now it's a 2v4 situation, and Velaris on their buy might just be looking to fall back, save these weapons, but you've also got KDO hot on the tail of Avery. It's going to be a little bit of timing difference. Ships in the night as they do pass each other by, but the Misfits Black players here towards C long might continue to push into spawn. Avery might be able to catch somebody out, but I feel like these two Velaris players should be able to get out scot-free and take these hero weapons into the next round.
That is definitely something that they need to carry over, because if they want to try and tie this up again, we're seeing a lot of force stingers on top of those hero rifles in play here, but Velaris, they're already being forced out there. You just see a lot of space being taken by Misfits Black, and it makes it seem like it's a lot of people when honestly it's just Edith right now.
Yep, a lot of presence, but also commitment to this push here from Starbound. Walked all the way up here towards A long. Gonna be really good to cut Edith off if they do decide to back out of this A short position. But Starlight around the corner, gonna catch her out. Edith with the weapons advantage,
Spike
but it's a
down
trade for
A.
a trade.
Trade for trade, and huge information given away that the spike was dropped on A side. I mean, it's going to be a quick recovery for the side of Misfits Black, but it does give a strong idea for Velaris of how they want to adjust, and you're already seeing that movement coming out here for them. And time is just under 40 seconds left on the clock here. Avery catches that peak, will eventually spot. Yes, that is a huge quick push here for the sides of Misfits as they want to push through. Aftershock and fault line already coming into play here, trying to flush Avery out from the backside, but she is still holding strong. Eventually Slandy to take her out. It is still a lot of chaos here, and eventually Velaris will take that. I am, and I mean, I'm putting it way over there right now.
Throwing it to the other side of the
Throwing it to the other side of the room, for sure. A lot of utilities are being thrown out for the side of Misfits over on A side, making a lot of noise. A lot of utility. Look at this crossfire setup, though, on the side of Velaris over at short, and Vernina will push through the smoke, sprays and prays, but doesn't find anything. It's still a trade, though, and we end up with a 3v3. Rolling Thunder coming into play here on the side of Misfits Black, trying to make sure to flush the rest of Velaris out of A site so that they can get that spike down.
Absolutely. Operator in hand just to cut off any opportunities. Tailwind's still up here for Starbound as well, but it's a hard angle to clear here with the Operator.
Yeah, being tagged by all of this utility. They sense that someone is there. They just don't 100% know where, but Katie is good for that kill. It's now all up to Princess Icy. In her clutch before. This is a tall ask for her this time around in a 1v3 situation, and it looks like she is just gonna make that call. Not today. And this is gonna be a round swinging to the favor of Misfits.
Operator lost as well in that previous round, so an expensive weapon. Nearly all remaining members are just about 1 or 2 away from having their ultimates come to fruition as well.
We really want to make the op happen in this game. I haven't seen its impact just yet. Just a couple of frags here and there. But with that audio cue, as I say it, Edith, they just want to prove me wrong. Like, you want to see impact? Let me just show you. And finds Ari over at mid. They will reset. Edith as well now with the Blade Storm in hand. It's a quick rush over onto C site here through Garage. But look at where Avery is postured. They know that she's there. Will fall. Numbers are now in favor for Misfits Black as they come and make their way onto C site to get that spike down.
So hard to have your controller caught out as well on the side of Velaris. Makes the retakes harder here towards C when there's almost always a member playing over into C long. Little bit of a jiggle peek to come out here from Starbound, having to expend the tailwind.
Yeah, they know that she also has just an operator. Starlight, though, tries to even up the numbers here. Princess Icy, with the aggression, gets herself one before being taken out. Numbers advantage still on the side of Misfits, as well as that spikes picking away. And, of course, Killjoy utility to stall for as long. Edith is just going around the world to catch the rotation. Good for one, looking for more. Knows that her doppelganger is there. Tries to do a jump peek, but Starbound is good on that op. Impact-wise, it looks cool, but the round is...
situation to try and contest as much as possible with the operator in hand who's watching towards B. But Misfits Black, they're looking towards the A site for the first time in a while.
Yeah, you saw that aggressive fault line on the side of Ari, looking to see if they can take up space here, but instead gets punished by Edith. And the rest of Misfits Black, they're on the hunt. They look like they want to make a play over onto C site. Vernina even coming over to join her team, pulls her turret back. And Velaris, none the wiser here still. They're all still anchoring each site respectively.
Just got noise here on the side of Misfits Black as well. Like you mentioned, such an aggressive position here for Avery up into short. But it's a contact play, and as I say that, Aldrone comes out. Recon doesn't find anything for Velaris, so Starlight's falling back just to try and be able to get out if necessary, and Edith will get trapped in.
Updraft is good for the kills. Misfits Black, they're able to find a lot over here. Spike and many bodies on the side of Velaris, and once again, Princess Icy finds herself as the lone ranger that is Cypher. It's a good description, right? Nice hat. Got a sheriff in hand. Managed to grab a gun with no bullets. Has to reload. Forced to fall back. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Get a kill? No, it's Edith. They are good. That is a quadra for them.
In a lot of one and done angles where you don't have a member of your team available to trade you, and Misfits Black on the attacking side, they're almost always moving as a unit. You have two workers often, but look at these three that are constantly sticking together. Slandy and the Sova are always trying to make openings for Edith to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. And Edith, though, gets punished on that swing by Starlight, but it doesn't matter. The rest of Misfits Black already on the side of C. Gets that spike down. 3 ultimates for them to play with. Lockdown expended, forcing Starlight to use the Hunter's Fury to get it destroyed. Which might not be the worst, as Hunter's Fury is still available. Cosmic Divide, though, is huge to come down to try and get that defuse safely. But look at where Katie is on the backside. Finds one.
Sticking.
They're sticking it! Oh my goodness, Velaris! Big win for them.
Again, Misfits Black, their ultimate economy is not doing as well, but they do have a few up to half, and now Velaris. This is what I was talking about. I wanted to see them doubled up here. You do have the Breach who's ready with a potential fault line as well to enable Starbound if need be, and Avery is there to back them up if it comes down to it. Previously, we'd see these angles being played only by one person who would get traded out by like 2 members of Misfits.
Yeah, I like how a lot more compact Velaris is playing as well for this map, or for this round. That way they can rotate together, move together quicker though. Oh, but Starbound sitting in the corner. They have to know that someone is there. Picks the wrong corner, and Starbound manages to get a double kill. Will fall back and reset over here. Vernina looking for a trade. Oh, but Starbound is now good for 3 numbers wise. Misfits Black looking a little bit rough here. Katie, 16 HP to her name. 5 bullets as well. Not gonna be enough. Starlight closes out that round. My goodness.
Still no ultimates to be seen here for either side, but that's the same kind of positioning I want to see going into this round here from Velaris. Playing together a little bit more. More Cypher util is up as well to cover ground. It looks like Velaris already choosing to fall off of A really early on, play the retake on that site.
Absolutely. I mean, we're just seeing how the control over on C side, though, for the side of Velaris is very high risk, high reward here for Princess Icy. Essentially hoping and praying that her jet manages to have her back here. Flashes to come out, though. And Starbound is already good for 1. Finds Edith. Princess Icy still holding her ground pretty solid here, but where the heck is Vernina going, taking the rest of her team over back onto A? And I think that's a read that Velaris completely understands, because look at how much map they've pushed out and how much information they've gathered here.
And that's largely to the early positioning of Princess Icy too, right? Having that sound cue that Misfits Black is looking to rotate off. Now with 30 seconds left, Slandy's looking to get that plant down. Aftershock to delay the push in from CT, but Velaris are going to put a lot of pressure on this person.
A lot of pressure indeed, and it's just all about aims to the head here, and so far Misfits Black has been the one dominating for it. Drone trying to find the rest of it as Velaris, they are a player down on this retake here. Bladestorm is available for the side of Starbound if they choose to use it. But that op, donated instead, and Katie will find the headshot. Now Velaris, they're forced to fall back, save this gun. Op is lost. And this is the coveted match point, like you said, for the side of Misfits Black, as they're gonna take this round.
Nice call from Starlight, though, to back off, just save into the next 1v3 situation. Time is ticking as well. You don't have the time to waste to try and clear out all those. What scares me is Garage being super open here on the side of Velaris, but with early mid control being the name of the game from what it looks like, shouldn't be too much to worry about. But then you've also got Princess Icy all alone on site here, looking to rely on her utility, and she's gonna have to fall back.
Fall back, manages to punish Edith, dashing through, caught on that. Oh my goodness, I just couldn't even finish my sentence here as it was a back and forth, and Princess Icy manages to hold her ground as her team rotating already over. Starbound takes the pick, tries to stall that spike plant, and oh my god, what a clean round for Velaris. What should they do? Exactly whatever you just saw. Starbound with that op, and trying to see if they can get that information. It's literally feeling like a deja vu of last round. Manages to dodge those tripwires. So a little bit different, yeah, a little different this time around, but look at all of the cages coming out to remove that vision. Other teammates get stuck. That spike is actually going to go down this time around. So is this what we were supposed to see from the round prior? Who knows, but look. Flank as well from the side of Velaris, and Princess Icy again, good for one. Rolling Thunder in play here for the side of Misfits Black. Oh my goodness though, but the numbers advantage is heavy in favor for Velaris. It's a 4v2 here. Tap the spike already. Paranoia to come out. It doesn't matter. Katie to fall. It's looking very likely, and it absolutely is. We are going into overtime.
12-12 and a big OT round win.
Another player to watch, perhaps, is Vernina. We talked about the aggression that she tends to play on that Killjoy. Perhaps this time around opting to play it a little more safe. Overtime is no joke, my friends, and that is a door garage spray down here for the side of Velaris. Trying to see if they could force anything out, but Misfits Black, they're just not going to take that bait. And I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna not see too much movement until after the minute mark, but maybe I'm jinxing myself here now. Edith, they pushed up a bit, gives away that operator with that audio cue. Will now fall back into the safety that is A.
Went out into the garage though, and nice paranoia coming out here from KDO to deny the space. Velaris, they have to fall off, and now looking to pivot. I think what they are concerned about is that operator sound you talked about. You can see some hesitancy over towards the A site already. An early owl drone being forced out just in the hopes of finding Edith here, who's actually fallen back all the way towards hell on site.
30 seconds left.
Misfits Black, they have a bit of an understanding of what potentially is in play here with the audio cue telling you, yes, 30 seconds left on the clock, 20 seconds really now, as all of the utility being spammed out. But Misfits Black, they are holding down A site to a T.
10 seconds left.
Manages to stall very heavy, gets all the kills. Slandy with a 4K, absolutely demolishing Velaris.
Match point.
In that kind of sense, and maintaining control, because we know that Misfits, they've had a lot of success in gaining sites. We're stronger on the attacking side. Had that momentum in the second half.
Playing it a little differently than the last couple of times when they were on the attack. Oh, but that is a quick peek. They definitely know. Did they see each other? I saw them. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but Avery will play in the safety of that cubby. We've seen this before, this angle in this position. Oh, that can't be intended, can it? What was that?
Just checking close.
Yeah. That is a peek from Edith. Doesn't matter. Starbound. First blood to draw. Owl Drone will give away the position of Avery right now. But Starbound still looking for another kill. It's 4v4. And the rest of Misfits Black, they will fall back and reset here.
Yeah, but Renane has been lurking towards mid the entire duration of this round. You have Ari, who is right around the corner here of C-Link, looking to grab some of the attention of Velaris, but Misfits Black, the remainder of the team, will be heading over towards the safe site.
30 seconds left.
Indeed, I was wondering if this was going to be similar to the gameplay that we saw from them before. A lot of utility coming out to stall that plant, and it works. Has to lift up from the ground, attempting to plant that spike once again, but it's not going to happen. Princess Icy, she just really has this site on lock, and it's all up to Vernina right now. Spike not even in their control. No time at this point. Has to get those kills. Will do. Princess Icy will try to stay alive, and we're overtime number 2.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Swapping sides once again here. Force out some clearing util from their initiator players. But now, the same kind of story. Op will be positioned here front Edith over towards A long. Velaris once again looking towards the garage, but Katie is not playing into window this time. Instead, playing very backside of B, allowing Vernita to just maintain control of this C-Link area.
High pressure matchup right now for both these teams in a best of 1, taking it all the way into overtime. You have what is essentially an established roster with an org backing them up against the underdogs, that is Velaris. They're not looking so underdogs right now though. Definitely holding their own. A team to watch out for. A lot of respect. Princess Icy especially. Oh Ash, your predictions is on the line here.
We'll have to see how this goes. Shotgun out, but Vernita's quicker to the draw. And a huge stance come out here from Misfits.
It's a lot of spray and pray right now for the side of Misfits Black. They still need to get that spike down. I'm sorry, Velaris needs to get that spike down. They are not able to, but the numbers advantage is in their favor. Edith, it's all up to them. Good for 1 on that op. Needs to find the rest. Gets the read, hurts that up. Manages to get another. It's now a 1v1 situation here. Will dash through. Still has no idea where Starlight is. Taps on that spike. Looks the wrong way. Starlight manages to get that round. Overtime 1.
The finalists will be here, and it's going to be CLG Red on the other side of semifinals, earning their spot in Grands. So now, right down to the wire, we're going to see which team it can be here in this matchup. Can Velaris end it now, or will Misfits make a comeback?
If I was CLG Red, I'd be tuning in right now just to see what the heck is going on here.
What's taking so long?
What is going on? It's a wonderful map that is Haven. Oh my goodness, that Aldrone will spot 1. I don't think they spot the other. That is a shocked out, forcing a lot of it, and Slandy will finally find that kill over onto Avery. That aggressive position once again gets punished. And Velaris, they are at a player disadvantage here as the rest of Misfits Black swinging over to the other side this time around, over onto C side. That is a jump up, but Princess Icy will get that kill before finally to fall. Oh, and the numbers advantage though on the side of Misfits Black. Still, they do want to get that spike down, but it is going to be a tough one here for Velaris. Not impossible. Okay, maybe now it's feeling a lot more impossible. Airy wants to try and push through. Rolling Thunder, it misses. She tags herself by accident. 14-14. Overtime is still... As someone who gets hit by fault line a lot, it's like your bullets are like turned into rubber when you're hit by it. It feels so bad.
Look at this push up though.
Yeah. Mental reset here. But when you're Misfits Black, you have to feel good. You already see a lot of aggression. Giving away a little bit of that position push by removing that tripwire. But they will reset a little as they hear that drone coming into play. I do like the constant crossfire arrangements on the side of Velaris, but you know, as overtime comes on, you're just like constantly feeling that pressure of this is it. This is it. And how do you do? How do you do?
Well, I think that's why it was so nice to see that trip being broken, right, over towards the seaside. It's caused Velaris to now kind of fall off a lot of their positionings already. Owl drone being used early on by Starlight as well to clear out that early position, and the flash comes out despite that. Edith is the one who's punished for it, so an opening here for Velaris, and they're looking for a quick plant towards the B side.
Quick plant indeed, not made so easy with all of the utility spam. They're forced to fall back and reset. They're just gonna make their way rushing into garage. But Misfits Black, they're already sitting here on hold here. Oh my goodness. Katie sitting in that corner, very nasty, finds herself too. Time is of the essence right now for Velaris. They really need to get that spike down. Slandy was trying to play aggressive to stall it out. Swing one, looking for the other, and it is Carly with the kill to close things out. Diffuse pass around, but it wouldn't matter. They're switching sides anyway. It's just for fanciness such as this one.
Fanciness such as levitating yourself with the Hunter's Fury into the air. OT rounds, at the very least, they've been having this tendency to show a lot of pressure towards A and then rotate over towards to the B side or C side pretty consistently, drawing members away, so it's only Princess Icy really holding down the fort there. But this time this is black. They're looking a bit more for this mid control, going to change things up from the usual. And Velaris are now the ones to push up really deep here into
Oh
A.
my god.
And
sorry.
the wall bangs are
so
they
gross.
hurt.
Yeah, that was so gross. I'm just
It's
like,
emotional damage.
huge emotional damage for sure, especially when you're already a round or an overtime round lead here. Velaris loses a player, an important one at that, on the side of Ari with the breach. You lose so much utility. But Avery trying to see if she can capitalize, playing on that same corner that we saw Katie did before, and yes, she does, eventually to fall. But the numbers advantage is not looking so hot right now, as I say that. 2v1, still very doable for the side of Velaris, but that is a lot of pressure for Starbound. Essentially, tournament life on the line here. Grand finals. They want it so bad.
It's an op retake too, which is even harder, right?
Very hard. So many like orbs still not available to get that ultimate up, so can't even count on that. And look at how many places Starbound has to clear. We'll get that trade, taps on the spike, but yes, that's a utility coming out. Spray and pray, blind as a bat, and Slandy finally closes things out for Misfits Black. Congratulations to them.